Okay. Hello, everybody. I am Eleanor Pryor, and I'm super excited today because Beth Moz is here with me, and she agreed to let me interview her. She is one of the people that I follow, and she's like one of my mentors when it comes to selling on Amazon, and I love that she has several things like me. She's a single mom, and she sells on Amazon full time. She works from home, and she homeschools. I don't homeschool. I don't have the patience for that, but she homeschools. And then also, she is really niche in a specific category. I always stutter when I say specific, so you have to forgive me. But she is in this specific category niche, and it's toys. So I feel like I love this because, you know, Toys R Us is like one of our favorite places to source. But most people don't realize that just because it's not Q4, that toys are still profitable. I stutter a lot if you haven't noticed that, so we're okay with that. And that's the beauty of webinars and this face-to-face interaction, so everybody will get to know us, and that's another thing that's really fun. So that's why I wanted to have Beth here, and I have a list of questions for Beth. So I'm kind of putting her a little bit on the hot seat, but I'm really excited that she's here. So welcome, and I'm so thrilled you said yes.
Thank you. This is like my first actual interview. I've done some screencasts and things online, but I've never actually been interviewed before, so I'm a little nervous, but I'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. See, I stuttered all over the place, so we're good to go. Okay, so my first question for Beth is, I would love to hear your Amazon story and your why.
Okay. I actually started selling on Amazon about 5 years ago. I was married then, and my husband and I had lost our jobs in 2008. And so for a couple of years, we kind of floundered around trying to find some work that would support us and our 5 kids who were all at home at the time. And so I realized, like, I was trying to do something from home, and so I had started selling on eBay. And I found that it was a lot of work and not very much profit, actually, for me, for what I was doing. I know some people are really good at it. It just wasn't really my thing. And so I tried it, and I didn't really do that well. And so I ended up getting a job as a merchandiser at Kroger, which a merchandiser is the person who kind of goes in and, like, moves all your favorite stuff around to a different shelf so you can't find it. So I was often getting accosted by people, and actually had an elderly woman cry on me one day because I moved her stuff to another spot and she couldn't find it anymore. So, which wasn't, it was my job, so I kind of had to, but yeah, that was interesting. And so I made about $10 an hour and worked, I'd say probably like 20 to 30 hours a week, but I had that all compressed into about 2 to 3 days, and then, like, I would go in on Monday, work like 10 or 12 hours, come home exhausted, and then the next day, Tuesday, like, try to hurry up and like catch up on homeschooling and laundry and grocery and dishes and cooking and all of that stuff that comes with raising a family, when all I really wanted to do was sleep all day because I was exhausted. And then I had to go to bed like super early because I had to get up really early in the morning to go work. And so it was just this vicious cycle of me being exhausted and way behind all the time. But then one morning I was getting up at 4:30 to leave for my job. It was completely dark, and I stepped off my driveway and sprained my ankle so hard that it caused an avulsion fracture, which you guys can look that up on Google. It's really gross. So I ended up completely, like, immediately out of a job. I had no benefits, no workers' comp, no health insurance, no nothing. We had gotten into a lot of debt because, you know, like a lot of families who go through times like that, we took out cash advances from our credit card to pay the mortgage and buy groceries and things like that. It was just a really hard time. And so I knew that I needed to do something, and I really wanted to do something from home because I wanted to keep homeschooling my kids. And besides that, with so many kids, by the time I got done paying for daycare and stuff, my salary would be gone. So I was laying on the couch because there was nothing else that I could do at that point. I was laying on the couch and I was like, God, there's got to be some way for this to turn around and turn out for my good. So I started doing some research online, and I don't even remember totally what I started searching, like what keywords I was using. I don't know if it was like working from home or something like that, or selling online. And I found Jim COCKRUM, and I don't know if you are familiar with him or not, but I started reading his story about how that he had adopted a little girl from Guatemala, and spent 3 months, I think it was 3 months, over in Guatemala during the process, which, by the way, my daughter is adopted from Guatemala. So that kind of really caught my attention at the time. And he said that he would just go to a little cafe and log on to the internet, and he could still work from home and support his family while the entire family lived over in Guatemala for months. And I thought, okay, that is what I'm talking about. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that. And so I ended up reaching out to him, and I mean, I had like zero money to invest in training at that point, and I had no idea what I was doing. And so I reached out to him, and I just explained that I had seen him and that I had really connected with his story and everything. And he ended up giving me like a 6-month membership to his I think it's Silent Team membership course or forum that they have. And I went in there. It was such a blessing because I just went in and learned everything I could. I mean, I just read everything that he had in there. And at the time, everybody was saying you should sell books on Amazon, and so I thought about doing that. I was not good at that. I tried to do that, and I love to read, and so I thought, oh, this will be easy. I'd love to go in bookstores and look around, and it's not the same. And I was really bad at it, and so yeah, my business didn't do very well for like the first month or so that I was doing it. And then one day I went into a support group that I was on, and I saw somebody post, and she said, well, a little bit of backstory, it's now Q4 when this is all happening. So like this is all in the fall, and now it's getting to be November when this happened. So I'm on this support group, and this lady said, oh my gosh, I'm just cleaning up on Amazon selling toys. And I went, you can sell toys on Amazon? I didn't know that. What in the world? So I started looking at selling toys on Amazon, and I thought, if she can do that, I can do that. And so I already had some toys listed on eBay that I was trying to sell. Not a whole lot, but I knew Christmas was coming. You know, it was time to sell toys and stuff. So I think I sold one of those toys on eBay, and then got a really, really nasty letter from the buyer because I sold it for more than what I bought it for at Walmart. And I think, yeah, so I think that I made like $7 or something on a $20 item, and she just, I mean, like personally ripped me apart for it and really attacked me. And so I thought, this is just not the way I want to do business. And so I took all my toys that I had listed on eBay, moved the listings over to Amazon, shipped them into FBA, and sold them for more money than I would have sold them for on eBay, and sold them within just a couple days of them hitting the warehouse. So I was like, sweet, this is what I want to do. This is great. And so I flew through my first Q4. And I don't remember, this might come up later in the questions, but I can't remember when I answered this, but my goal had been to make $1,000. I just wanted to make $1,000 during that entire Q4 season, and I just totally blew that out of the water. So I don't remember exactly how much that I made, but it was quite a bit more than that. And so then January hit, and I because I was new and I didn't really have a lot of support back then, I thought that, you know, the rest of the year was just all like Q4, and it was not. And so
Yeah.
yeah, January hit, I had all these returns, and I kept watching my payout amount go down instead of up, and I was freaking out. And so I asked in that same support group if it was even possible to sell toys all year long and make money doing it. And I like got maybe 3 answers, and they all said the same thing. Well, sure, kids have birthdays all year long. And I'm like, okay, but that's like a one-time event. Like, I need these parents to be buying more than just one toy for me for the whole year to make this a living. So, you know, so anyway, I ended up figuring out kind of through trial and error mostly of how that I could actually sell toys all year long, and I've just been doing it ever since.
Cool. Okay. So toys are very profitable. I found that out too my first Q4, and it wasn't even really a full Q4. It was like right at the end. And I found I was going into Marshall's, and I found these Orbeez spas for like $20, and they were selling on Amazon anywhere from $75 to $125. So it was like in heaven, and that was it. That's when I was like, oh, I'm totally selling on Amazon. This is easy. So, okay, so my next